Hello wishers, welcome to this new project for the channel called Starrytimes. In this series of videos, I will tell you about silly experiences and thoughts I have had in my day-to-day life. I originally wanted to inaugurate this series with an insightful and cool topic, but I couldn't find inspiration to finish that type of script. So instead, I'm gonna tell you about that one time I fucked up a pre-made cookie mixture so bad that I ended up turning it into a cake. Let's go! It was winter, the year was just starting, and I wanted to try doing new things. So when I found the pre-made mixture section while grocery shopping, I thought trying one of those would be a good start to learning how to bake. I have helped with the process before, but never did it all by myself. So I put the mixture back in the shopping cart. A couple of days passed, and eventually I gathered the cards to finally try making these silly cookie chip cookies. So I got everything ready on the table: the mixture bag, eggs, butter, milk, the baking tray, and all that useful stuff. Okay, so half a stick of butter, one egg, and 1 cup of milk. And by that point, I had already fucked up without realizing it. I have no idea what got into me. My guess is that in my mind, adding a cup of milk just made sense. Probably because I thought it would be pretty much the same like making cakes. Anyway, off into the oven they went, and I waited patiently and very hopeful. I was feeling great. I was very proud of myself and very confident that my questionable baking skills were going to translate perfectly into these cookies. And I was already imagining myself having a couple of them for breakfast for the rest of the week. That was until they came out. What are these? They look horrible. They look like a sad combination of pancakes and tortillas with a couple of very big chocolate chips sprinkled on top. But maybe they will at least taste nice? No, they taste awful because the bottoms also got burned. But hope was not lost yet. I still had more mixture left after all, but thing is, I was alone at home and most of my friends were offline at the time. So I did the next best thing I could come up with. Ask on Twitter what to do. Hey Vtuber tag, does anyone know how to properly bake cookies? I mean, infinite struggle here. At first, I didn't really expect people to find my tweet, let alone reply to it, but I got a bunch of advice on what to do from here. The first advice I took was that I needed to cool the mixture first before baking. And because the first batch came out undercooked, I thought that maybe I should have left them more time in the oven too. So I left the rest of the mixture in the freezer for a little while. And when it was cool enough, I started the process again. However, they are cursed. They are definitely cursed. I checked other websites about instructions on making cookies, and somewhere I found that I needed to use 1 tablespoon of milk. Fuck! I took the cool mixture out of the freezer and started trying to figure out what to do now. The mixture was ruined. There was no way to return from here, right? I got a bunch of new advice, like adding baking soda, adding more flour, and of course, reread the instructions in the package. And I'm gonna be honest, I did think about rereading the package, but I thought there was no need for that. The instructions were pretty straightforward, right? A half a stick of butter, 1 egg, and a tablespoon of milk. That was when I found out there was no mention of milk in the instructions. What the hell do I do now? Cookie update! Instead of a tablespoon of milk, I did put a cup of milk, so now I'm gonna bake it like a cake. Thank you so much everyone for the help. Let's see how this goes now. At this point, I was already too deep into it, and baking it into a cake just made sense. The friends that by this point were reaching out to figure out what the hell I was doing told me to not do it, to add more flour gradually until it gets the proper consistency. But it was too late for that. Cake update! While everyone was tweeting me to not put it inside of the oven, I was recording myself putting it inside of the oven.
I really don't think that's going to work out.
It's actually getting baked. The rest of the process was easier. I have made cakes out of pancake mixture before, so I just made sure to keep an eye on the now cake until it was ready. Cake update! It's actually finally looking kinda sort of good. Should I take it out now? Okay, I poked it. It's not ready yet. Cake update! It's getting baked! I can smell it! cake/bread update. Is baked and out of the oven.
LMFAO, what the actual fuck?
What do you mean? It looks decent!
You took cookie dough and made a cake with it. What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's edible now, so what? In the end, I redeemed myself by making actual cookies with a new mixture, which I actually streamed back then. I don't remember how good the cookies were though, but I remember finishing them all. They probably weren't that special, but the cookie cake? That one tasted amazing. Just look at it. Look at it and tell me you wouldn't take a bite. I dare you! Thank you so much for watching this video. Recording this was kind of its own ride. I don't know if I did good, I don't know if I did bad, but I did it and I'm proud of that. Oh my god, that rhymed. Thank you so much to UP for recording the text messages we had a long time ago. And thank you so much to everyone who was checking, I mean not checking, but looking at my process while making this video. It means a lot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll see you again when you next wish upon a star. Bye bye!